Been dropped down as well just to isolate vision, just making it very difficult to get these nades through the window. And 721 has a very nice setup here. The hand goes very low though, and TT Project slowly continues their march up the hill whilst trying to get players back up on their feet. But Ephius goes down next and Neos will bleed out, and 721's had a very effective hold. The nades are nowhere close. In comes BTR.
They are a little bit split for BTR, but they have managed to find a little bit of a punch through here. Another knock over towards them, but 721 finally lose one. In fact, the last to stand for TT Project, and BTR have managed to get to the doorstep for the time being, but they're only playing two here. They haven't fully committed to this engagement. It looks like they want to regroup on towards it. Federal is over the hills. Now they can start to put nades in. Already a knock over towards 721, but these are getting rezzed up, Blank, and soon enough, they will be taken away. A shot over towards TT Project actually gives BTR one of the points there. In effect, now the last to stand, but they've been let away for a while. BTR struggling to get in, and it's a disaster on the hop out. Looks for more, and Razy has to hold his nerve. He's the last for BTR. More players are there, but he gets another.
Everyone's so incredibly low inside the building, including himself. First is good, now looks for a second. 3 players down on the inside. In comes Effect. He looks to finish the job and gets the revenge. And 1 player from BTR survives.
Razy. The arena could chime in from there as well, Blank. On the south side, they could start to join in if S2G start to flag. I don't think there's any way to slow their descent. They need to keep it together.
They down. It looks on target. Another one sent through. Doesn't quite find the damage they were looking for, though, sadly. If BTR could hit those, then maybe it was a different story for them, and that would have been an easy cleanup. But Kamikaze getting a nice little Molotov over the top there. That causes problems.
Stops BTR from fully peaking on this ridgeline. I mean, I don't think they can anyway, given where E-Arena sit, and Aura might also be able to chime in, along with GOAT team in the distance. But now S2G are back into somewhat fighting form. But there's E-Arena. There's that backstab I was so worried about. And 1 goes down. It's a trade. 2 is found, though. And Kamikaze there. Where on earth did that come from? Who just shut out BTR? It seems like everyone immediately turned their attention through. S2G are worried that there's more players in here. He's spraying it down, but they're already gone.
721 taking shots, and the circle heads southeast once again. What a difficult portion of land to work with. In comes the arena, though. We talked about them before, and they're looking to set up an arena here versus S2G. MG3 does a good amount of work. First player goes down. Kamikaze tries to keep it alive, but will fall in the process.
We're starting to see the top side of this low.
Scarface.
The points pressure. Scarface with a knock.
A
over
double.
towards Aurora. Another over onto Doc. And now it's just top for Ulf. They can look to roll this down, and indeed they will. BTR are going to handle the arena in the meantime. They're happy to divide and conquer as Ulf careen their way into that Aurora position. But it hasn't popped up on the Elim feed just yet, Blank. I'm surprised the top is held on this long, as Ketch is now fully wrapped around them. There they go, as Scarface gets that final point added to his tally. Ketch takes top down, but the arena, they're still on 4-2.
This is a great sweep from Ulf at the moment. 2 teams ahead of them, and a beautiful backstab potentially in play. As both teams go low, this could be a lot of points for Ulf right now. They're on 8 eliminations, but they need to start sweeping these. Get the initial nade over towards Razy. 1 player still up for BTR.
Still a chance. Federalis could get his teammates back up and in, but Ulf are moving. Ulf are stepping forwards. Ketch and Scarface are not going to make this easy. Down on the low ground, that's where the nades need to find to get rid of BTR entirely. And Razak bleeding out in the meantime. Federalis only 1 chance now and can't line up the arena, who have put themselves back up to 3 players. Ulf could challenge.
Instantaneously, they're going to go for a re-peak on this one. TT Project, they wrapped out of their compound looking over towards this side. They know that they can sweep, they know they can clear, and they desperately need to do it right now because Ulf is gaining momentum on this game.
E-Arena penned in with that TT Project flex out coming through. A 2-2 split now as they've moved Zerich and Effect into position here. E-Arena are going to really struggle to get over this next ridgeline, Blank, with Ulf on their beat with this duo from TT Project. The nades, do they connect? Doesn't look like they're going long enough, but that one looks on the money. Foreman super low, Joker low as well, dropping another one towards the back lines. Foreman falls first. Effect has the spray down, and E-Arena are getting shut out by this beautiful flex out from TT Project.
Really good stuff from TT Project. You've got to understand that this...
They have still got 4 players alive. very likely they're going to have to push in, and it looks like they're going to go towards the south and sweep through Goat Team potentially, or try and slip that one entirely. However, it's easier said than done, and that's 1, 2, 3 down. Silence the last to go for Furia. A very difficult approach from this western side, and they have found out all about it. Aurora and Goat Team trading off this fight to take the shots over towards Furia. Meanwhile, on the north side, Boom yet to make their move.
Boom doesn't really want to do anything. They've been stuck on the northwest side, and Aurora's just completely lapped them on this one. Good shots coming through from top at distance.
Oh.
Boom swinging past, but Zjol with a double pickup. And this is the Aurora we were looking for.
That is how you pick your feet up. Start marching on. 9 eliminations there. Nades in from Fourth Rise, though, could steal a couple points.
Bang!
Oh, it's huge. And down go Boom. 11 eliminations for Fourth Rise and for Aurora. Both of these two teams looking to make their mark here, but a knock over towards Hazaifa makes it a little bit tougher. Aurora are rolling over the hilltop, and Hazaifa is stranded.
Top on a disgusting dash this game towards the top side of the rankings. Incredible shots from him so far from the Mini 14, as well as this AUG, which he's been using so masterfully this game. Nades are going out at the moment. Can't quite find anything. Go also pressuring onto their side. Silence waiting underneath. Top will find him. That Thorn's taken out of the side.
Ooh, IQ nearly hitting the drop shot there, but does go low himself, needs to be careful. Healing necessary now. Fourth Rise playing as 2 players as Goat Team maraud around the hilltop now. Top, the only thing standing between Aurora and having a Goat Team cresting that ridgeline behind them. Does mean, though, that it isolates this fight as a 2v2 for Fourth Rise. Reapers goes low. Zjol has to regroup on towards him with the nades coming through from Hazaifa. This is nasty stuff.
Reapers yet to reload. So low. Gets chased down by Hazaifa. Zjol now drops the deck, pulls the pin on the grenade. This will have to be a heroic lob on this one. And it goes too far.
Zjol now with a challenge. Top has to fend off Goat Team all on his own. They just don't have the time. They don't have it. And it's Fourth Rise now in a 3 versus 3 to take this one all the way.
Fourth Rise looking for their second chicken dinner today. Making their mark on the tables. There was questions about this team performing at the finals. A strong team to be sure, but did they have the guts? Did they have what it takes to be a global champion? They're looking to prove it right now.
Hazaifa doesn't even have a helmet right now. They have been through it. Thick and thin, they need to stick together. Goat Team are a lot closer to the edge of this next circle flank. They are maybe on the outside track here, and Fourth Rise could potentially hold them at distance and try and play it that way. See if they can choke the life out rather than go for a full frontal fight, especially when you're on diminished armor. Hazaifa, though, on this close mound, is so ready to step in.
Focus, keeping it locked down. Hazaifa on a critical angle for themselves. It's a little bit of high ground over towards the western side. All that's really playable right now. They do not want to have to move away from it, but the blue will force them. Hazaifa takes a hit at the start. Don't think it dropped him too far beneath 75%. Hopefully he's got stims on board.
Face ticking up, there we go. Potentially apply bandages there as well. Get him a little bit more healthy, but in they go. For Goat Team, they are really stuck here. I feel like Fourth Rise have better mobility. You don't need to go for this fight. Hazaifa could potentially give ground. They have more access to the low ground. The Goat Team, a little bit more isolated. They need to punch through. They need to find it open.
Good smoke.
Fourth Rise aren't giving them anything. That smoke is going to force Goat Team into an even more unfavorable position. Around the edge of the smoke, they're lining up the spray down. There's one, there's another, and they are looking for the third. For Fourth Rise, they want this one, and through the smoke he goes. Hazaifa's there, they're clearing it up, and they will find the final nail.